All right, hi guys, and welcome to another awesome project. Well, you might be familiar with this one. I was going through my section one time, and then I was seeing comments like, "Do you mind doing this or implementing that or implementing this?" And I'm talking about the ticketing management system I did some while ago. And I was like, okay, do you know what? Instead of having to extend that project, I can just do a new project and basically add the functionalities that you guys were asking me for in the previous project. So that is what I implemented in this project, and hopefully you guys like and enjoy it. Okay, so I'm going to be starting with running the server, the test environment, so you guys can see how everything pans out and how everything works and how all the whole dots connect, right? Okay, so just a very quick one. I already created some test engineers so that I wouldn't have to go through that and waste your time. So I'm just going to start working now and I hope you guys enjoy this one. So I'll start by saying py manage.py and then I'll just run server. All right, so this should run and then I should just click on this and this should open. All right, so by default, this would connect us to the dashboard, but obviously I have some constraints on the dashboard that would require us to authenticate first before we can explore the functionalities of the web application. So we're we're going to log in as a user or as a customer rather, but we don't have any customer identity on this web application yet, so we have to create a customer ID. So to do that, very easy, come over to sign up and then we're just going to enter the email ID. So we'll just do test customer one, or just do test customer at email.com, and then we'll put in a password and confirm password. Then we'll just click on sign up. An account created, we can just enter that account again, all right, and password. All right, so sign in, and this is how it looks like for the customer dashboard. So forgive my should I call it poor UI design? I'm not a front end guy. I love back end work, so I'm not really a front end person. I'm so sorry for the poor front end. Okay, but I just want you guys to see that I added some functionalities, anyways. So obviously we have so we can see active tickets, but we don't have any active tickets yet, so we can't see anything here. We can also see resolved tickets when we click on that link, but we don't have any resolved tickets yet, so we can't see anything here. And again, this is my user ID, which is testcustomer@email.com, and obviously I can log out from here, and this takes me home, and this takes me home as well. So just something very simple yet complex. Okay, so I can obviously come here and then see my active ticket, which is zero. So I don't have any ticket at all, and no closed ticket so far for me, which is zero, and total ticket for me is also zero. Okay, cool. So I can obviously come over here and then click on create new ticket, and then this will take me to the create new ticket page where I can create a new ticket. Okay, so let me just open this lorem ipsum generator page very quickly. Sorry. Okay, open up quickly. Okay, so I'll just copy this. All right, so let's come over here and then I can just say how can I update my PC to Windows 11. All right, and then I can just paste this here as the description. Okay, so I'll just click on submit, and then it says your ticket has been submitted. The support engineer will reach out to you soon. So once we submit a ticket, obviously you can see that it is now in our active tickets. We now have one ticket in our active ticket, and then you can see that this obviously by default should be the date it was created. But I'm using what we call Django humanized, and this is going to give us a kind of like friendly text or friendly outcome or output rather, not outcome of date created. So if I should refresh this, I should see probably like some seconds ago or a minute ago or something. I can see created 35 seconds ago. All right, cool. So another thing again that I want to point out is when a customer creates a ticket, now that customer gets an email, as you can see from here. But I'm just using the Django console to test out this email. You can see that this is the email that is being sent to the customer. Right now, this is the subject, and this is the from address, obviously from me, and then this is the to address, which is the customer's email, and then the date, message ID, and then the body of the email. I just want to keep things very short. Okay, now you can see that this is an active ticket. That's why you can see pending. We can obviously view the ticket details. As you can see, how can I update my PC to Windows 11? Again, forgive my UI. I'm very terrible at UI, but I just wanted to do something interesting. You can see this is still pending. So pending means that no engineer has been assigned to this ticket yet. And then we can see quick info here as well to your ticket ID. So now each ticket ID is unique. All right. So which means that I didn't want to make use of the default auto field or the auto ID that Django gives us. I wanted something unique that I could track properly. All right. So from this ticket ID, obviously we can use it to view our ticket details instead of using the normal ID that Django generates for us. Okay. All right. Now, so that being said, let's move forward. All right. So now, obviously, we can see the ticket description, and then we click on here, it takes us home, and you can see active tickets. You just have one, and then total ticket, we also have one as well too. So let's create another ticket again, and then we create another one. We'll say how to install Office apps on my PC. All right, so I can just come over here as well too, and then paste this in here. Click on submit, and this would obviously get submitted. And you can see that the new tickets obviously would appear in front of the old one or before the older ones, right? That makes sense anyway. So you can keep track, of what you're creating in real time. So now we have two tickets open, and they haven't been assigned to an engineer yet, and that makes sense. All right. So we can see how we can do this. We can see how we can assign these tickets to the engineer. So, but to assign a ticket to an engineer, an admin would have to do that from the queue. So we're going to see that very shortly. I just want to show you guys how it looks like, how everything or how the experience looks like from the customer's end that is raising the ticket. So click on Django ticket, and then you can see we have active tickets 2, total tickets 2, and then close ticket 0. Okay, so this is how the experience looks like um, from the customer's end. Again, the customer can come over here and then click on active tickets, and then he or she can see all active tickets that have been opened, on different occasions. All right. So we're going to log in as an admin, so we can view the tickets queue and then assign these tickets to different engineers. Okay. So again, I've already created test engineers before I began this video, so I won't have to waste time creating them from scratch again. All right. So I'll just copy this link here, and then I'll just open an incognito browser or an incognito window rather, and I'll just come over here and paste and just click on enter. So this will prompt me to log in. I'll just log in as my with my admin account. So I hope I get everything correct. And then it should take me to dashboard. So you can see this is the admin dashboard here. So it's just very plain. And then it's just saying, okay, now you can see I don't have all those view ticket whatever because I'm an admin. So my view is kind of different, right? Okay, so I can see the ticket queue. Now you can see view ticket queue. Click on view ticket queue, and then I can see the queue. All right, so the queue is basically all the ticket that has been created or that is being created in real time. So I can see it in real time as it's being created. I just have to refresh, and then I will see new ticket pops up, and then obviously I know okay, this has to be attended to immediately. So I can assign this. Now you can see this is the ticket ID. Now if I want to look at the ticket description as an admin, click on the ticket ID, and then I can see the description and then see what the customer wants exactly. Okay, now come over to ticket queue again, and then I can obviously see brief information like the ticket title, the customer's username or UPN, and then the date it was created, all right, or the timestamp. So I can obviously come over here and say, okay, this ticket is of priority and I want to assign it to an engineer. So this makes sense because I don't want the engineers to be able to view this queue because they might have one or two funny tricks obviously to not pick tickets when it should be picked. So I think it's best that an admin assigns this ticket to engineers, all right, so that the engineers can work on the ticket, promptly and resolve the issue as soon as possible. So we'll come over to assign to engineer and then click on the first one. And this is the title, obviously, of the ticket. And then you just click. Now we can see we have two engineers. So we have test engineer and then we have test engineer 2. So I want to assign this one to test engineer. So click on submit. and now it's saying ticket has been assigned to testengineer@email.com. Obviously, this is my username, or this is the test engineer's username, right? And now because one ticket has been assigned to an engineer, you can see that the queue has reduced to just one ticket. Prior to this time, it was two, now it's one. So if we look at the view from the customer's end. Now you can see that this is the customer's end. Pending initially just let us know that an engineer has not been assigned to the ticket. So, but when we refresh, this should show us as active, so which means that an engineer has or this ticket has been assigned to an engineer, and the engineer is currently working on this ticket and seeing exactly how to resolve this as soon as possible. Okay, all right. So now we've done this, let's just quickly go over to sorry, active tickets. So we can see that this is still active. All right. Now, if I come over as an admin and I say, okay, cool. Let me just give this to engineer 2 and submit. You can see the queue is empty. And I come over here and you refresh, you can see this is now active. So click on here, you can see it's now with engineer 2. Prior to this is going to show you as none, but now we can see it's with engineer 2. And this now is with engineer, just the test engineer. So I'm just guessing probably test engineer 1. Okay. Now, I think that's enough for the um, admin view. All right. Now just look at something as the customer. So when we look at our ticket, so click on active ticket, and then we can view details of the ticket. Now this is all you can see from the customer's end. Again, I just wanted to keep things very short. I didn't want to make things very bulky or anything. I kept things very short, just to make sure that I'm hitting the spot on the head. So this is all you can see as the customer or as an admin as regards to the ticket details. All right. And then to fetch the ticket details, we have to use the ticket ID, which is obviously 6 digits randomly generated in Django. Okay. So now we've seen this, we're going to log in as an engineer and then look at the experience. So we're going to log out as an admin, then log in as an engineer. So just do test engineer, all right, and then at email.com, and then put in a password. Hope this is correct, and then sign in. So you can see engineer dashboard. Obviously, look at the username here, test engineer. All right. So we can see one active ticket, and then total ticket is also one as well too. Okay, cool. So we can come over to ticket and then look at resolve ticket. Nothing is going to come up in resolve ticket because what exactly is going on here? Okay, I think I made some mistakes here. Engineer resolved ticket. Hmm. Okay, just 1 minute. Let me just correct this. So I think I made a mistake with the HTML spelling. Let me just correct this quickly and just revert back. All right, so we're just an a typo with the HTML file. I just corrected that, and then if I refresh, this should just adjust. So now again, this is going to show us as blank. That's because we have no ticket, or we have no resolved ticket here as well. So this shouldn't show us as blank anyways, but I have to make another slight adjustment to this. I am so sorry this is happening. All right, guys, so I'm back, and I'll just have to refresh this, and yes, or just an issue with some typo, and then I think I did Control Z, when I was coding or something, and then it just like undid some of the things I did actually. So yeah, okay, let's continue. That was just a minor fix. Okay, now obviously resolve ticket will not show you anything because we haven't resolved any ticket as this test engineer. So we'll come on to ticket, click on active ticket, and then we can see the ticket that has been assigned to us, or rather has been assigned to the test engineer. Okay, so we can view details, and then as an engineer we get to see what is going on and what the customer wants, and then if it's something we can do, we can just do it very very easily, and depends on like the modality, because I had in mind that this ticket management system would be made for companies for internal assistance in the company. All right, so you want to reach out to that customer or to the client and then understand the issue properly, isolate the issue, troubleshoot and resolve the issue. Okay, so now once you've resolved the issue, you come over to the ticketing management system, then you click as mark as resolved. All right, so how did you resolve this issue? Very easily. Let's just say probably issue was transient. All right, so issue was transient, and then we can just click on save. So clicking on save means that this issue has been resolved, and then this was how the issue was resolved. So probably we have issues like that is kind of like transient anyways. So we're just going to say the issue was transient, and that was how it was resolved. But in a real life scenario, you might want to have like a detailed breakdown of how that issue was resolved, right? So once you've done this, you want to click on save. So clicking on save would excuse me. So clicking on save would um, resolve this ticket, and then the customer will be able, sorry, and then the customer would know that this ticket has been resolved. So just click on save, and then you can see ticket is now resolved and closed. So active tickets obviously is zero, closed ticket for this engineer is one, total ticket is one. So if I look at this as a customer, so if I refresh the page, come over to tickets, and I see resolved ticket, obviously one of my ticket is now showing as resolved, and then I can see the resolution step provided by the engineer, which says issue was transient. That makes sense, right? Cool. So if I come over to active ticket, I can also see that I have one active ticket that is also being worked on by test engineer 2, which we're going to go to very, very soon. And now we can see active ticket is one, and then we have one closed ticket as well too. So this is, can be dynamic. So this can be done per day, probably how many tickets you have per day, per week, whatever. But I just wanted to keep things very, very straightforward and just build the basics of how you can do something like this. Okay, so now let's log in as test engineer 2, and you guys can see the experience. Okay, so I'll just log out quickly, and then I'll just do test engineer 2 as email .com, right? And then just put in password. All right, so I'll sign in. Okay, cool. So now this is test engineer 2, and then we have active ticket 1, we have total ticket 1, close ticket 0. So come over to ticket, then active, then resolve ticket or close ticket. We can see nothing there because we haven't closed anything yet. And then active ticket, obviously, we have one active ticket that have been assigned to us. All right. So click on view details, and then view details, and then we can see the details of the ticket, and obviously we can fetch the details of the ticket by the ticket ID, which is being generated, using some advanced methods in Django. Obviously, it's in the series, you learn how to do that as well too. Okay, so when we're done helping this customer resolve the issue, we can come over to mark as resolved, click on that, and then how it is resolved. Issue was self-resolved. All right. I'm just just trying to make this very short, but obviously, or alternatively, let me just copy this. All right, and just use it. Things will make more sense. Let me just copy this and make use of it. So mark as resolved. All right, and just paste here, and then click on save, and this should just show me that ticket is now resolved and closed. Now you can see closed ticket is one, total ticket is one. All right. Cool. So come over to the customers. Now, if I go over to close or resolve tickets, you can see that this is now showing up as resolved. And then I cannot make any change to this anymore. Makes sense, right? Because I've already closed this ticket, and then I can just see the resolution steps. So as the customer, click on this, and then I should refresh, and you can see close ticket 1 and then active ticket 0. Come over to tickets, resolve tickets. You can see the two tickets now have been closed. This was worked on by test engineer 2, and then this was worked on by test engineer at email.com. So that is an overview basically of how this ticketing system works. Hopefully it makes sense to you, and just follow through with the tutorial, and um, learn on how to build something like this. You can add your own functionality, build it, make it better. And yeah, so the source code, obviously, I put it up for a very small token, so you can just pay and then download and use it at your own free will, add your own functionality as you wish. You can also review the source code as well as compare it with other your source codes. Okay, that's just that for now, and I'll see you in another awesome playlist where we're doing something amazing. All right, bye for now, and cheers.